Hi, Jasen Rice from Lotpop, and we're going to do a 5-video series on 5 things you have total control of that if you focus on will improve your used car operations. There's actually 2 things that you're probably thinking of that should be on this list that won't, and I'll cover that in the end. But the first thing we're going to go over is what age buckets are you pushing your sold inventory out of. I've been able to travel the country and been in thousands of dealerships, and I know the dealerships that I mostly go to that are struggling with gross and volume, it's not because they're cheap pricing their fresh inventory and losing gross that way. The reason is they're pushing out too much aged inventory. And the reason why a car ages is because we lose focus on it, or we tried the hope and change mode. And what I mean by that is we usually will focus on 2 areas as a used car manager because we're so busy wearing all these different hats. One area, when we sit down and manage our used car inventory, is the fresh stuff: photos, price, descriptions, get them online, and we make sure that those are taken care of. The second place, because we're scrambling, that we focus on is our aged inventory and make sure that those things are getting out of there. But what you lose focus of a lot of times is those middle bucket cars, the 20 to 45, 50-day-old cars, because they're no longer on your radar. And a car ages, again, because we lose focus and they end up bleeding through because we're doing that type of pricing, or because we don't want to face the realities of that car and take a hit on it on a fresh inventory. So we put it out there for a little bit longer than we want to and hope that somebody pays too much of it for it, or the market changes. So one of the areas that will help you improve your used car operations is actually tracking and trending out where you're selling your inventory out of. What percentage are going out 0 to 30 and what percentage is going out 60 plus. And here's a chart here of what we do with our dealerships that actually week after week we look at the last 2 weeks of sale rate and look at what percentages we're pushing out. The goals are this: the 0 to 30, you want that our top performing stores will push 60-70% of their sales out in the first 30 days. If you can at least get up that to 50%, you're doing okay. Then the 60 plus, you want to be pushing out 10% or less. So if you trend and track that out, you're going to know exactly where you're at, and then you're going to make adjustments throughout the week to make sure you're hitting and obtaining those goals. And as again, you can see on this trend, you can see that green line going up. We're pushing out more fresh inventory, and what that does is gives us more gross profit. So again, that's our first tip of 5 on how to improve your used car operations with things that you can control. Thanks.